Hello and welcome to Discovering in Color, the channel that's designed to show you just how easy it is to have fun in the outdoors. Today, as promised, I'm going to talk about cooking. I'm going to prepare for you two different meals. One of them is a stovetop meal, that's chicken fajitas, and the second one is going to be a backpacking meal which just involves boiling water. So with that, I don't want to take up too much of your time, so let's get going and let's get cooking. I'm going to show you just how much fun it can be to cook in the outdoors. Okay, we're now ready to prepare our meal. What we've done is we've taken everything and we've pre-cut it ahead of time. And this is a great thing to do on a camp out, because what you do, you just go home, you cut it up, you can place it in a Ziploc bag, place it into a cooler or whatever kind of cold storage device that you have. And then when you're ready to cook, all you do is you take it out, you place it in your pan and you start cooking up. So a great way to save time. Plus you also get to cut it in a nice clean kitchen, as opposed to cutting it in the outdoors. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn our pan on, and we have our stove and everything is ready to go. So we turn on our gas, spark it, and there we are. So now we've got our pan, our cast iron pan. It's warming up. We'll check the level of heat. All right, that looks pretty good there. And we're going to warm our pan up. And what we're going to do, we're going to saute our chicken first, and then we're going to saute our vegetables. And then we're going to make our fajitas. We'll be ready to go. We'll get our fajita wraps and we'll warm those up inside of the cast iron pan, because as I said before, the cast iron pan retains a lot of heat. So here we go. So we're going to take our oil, because cast iron warms up pretty good underneath this gas stove here. We'll put this little bit of oil in there. Stir it around a little bit. There you go. That's the sound of cast iron. And we'll take our chicken first, and we'll drop our chicken in. And there we go. I already hear it sizzling. Sauteing up right now. A great sound right here. We're going to add some spices to our chicken. So for this one, it's going to be very simple. You can bring salt and pepper with you. And what I do is I like to put a little pepper on top here. Nice crushed pepper, tastes good. It's something you can bring with you if you're car camping or base camping. A little bit of salt, regular salt. Then I like to add a little bit of garlic sea salt here. Just adds a nice little flavor to it. And add it to your taste. And then we stir some more. Oh yeah, it's gonna taste good. As always, when you're camping outside, you want to make sure As always, when camping outside, you want to make sure that your food is cooked thoroughly. Because with these fajitas, we're cooking the meat, we're not trying to brown the meat. All right, we're a little bit shy on seasoning, so I'm going to put just a hair more of the garlic salt on there. A little more pepper. There we go. Now they're going to be looking real good. Okay. Man, that smells really good. I wish you all could smell this. All right. So we got them sauteed up there. So now we're going to let them cook a little bit more. I'm going to put the top of this cast iron pan on top. One of the advantages of cast iron is that the bottom and the top will retain the heat. So when I go to warm up the fajitas in a little bit, I'll just be able to put it in there and they will get warm and stay warm. Oh, let's take a look here and see. Oh, that's fantastic. Woo, that pan is hot. Bring a pair of hot pot holders when you're dealing with cast iron. That's what this is right here. It's a way of holding your cast iron without burning your hands. All right, this chicken is nice now. It's pretty much cooked all the way through. Smells pretty good too. Also, don't worry, you're outside cooking, so don't worry about making a mess. At least not too much of a mess. You definitely don't want to spill food all over your area that you're cooking in when you're outside camping, because things may come along at night and while you're sleeping and decide to essentially raid your kitchen. You may or may not be able to see this, but now the dogs have shown up because they smell the food too. So that tells you you're cooking good food. But we've got it up nice and high here, so there's no way in the world they can actually touch this or get in contact with this. All right, so here's our fajita meat. How are you guys doing? So another thing I bring with me when I'm out camping are these plastic containers. In these plastic containers, they've got a top and a bottom. So what I'm going to do is, now that this chicken is done, I'm going to take this container, and I'm going to fill the chicken up into here, and then I'm going to saute the vegetables. And this will keep it nice and warm. All right, so there's our chicken. We're going to add a little bit more oil here, just a little bit for the vegetables. Once again, it's great to have this chopped up before you go camping. Now we're going to quickly saute our vegetables. And what we have here, we have orange peppers, we have green bell peppers, and we have some onions. We're actually going to turn our heat down just a little bit. We don't want to go on too much here. Like I said, all we're doing is we're sauteing our vegetables. And I do like to put a little bit of salt and pepper in mine, just to make it taste a little bit better. So we'll add a little bit of salt in there. And we'll grind up a little bit of pepper to put it in there. Not too much, just a little bit. And we've already got the garlic sea salt in the chicken, so we do not need it in the vegetables themselves. Smells really good. Oh yeah. We just keep stir frying this around here. Around and around and around it goes. You get these vegetables nice and soft. Now, if you want, you can actually put the top on it and close it up some. And we're going to turn the heat down just a little bit more. Okay. If you don't want to burn anything, like I said, we're just sauteing them up. And some people will use butter with this or something like that. If you're actually out here and you're camping and you're going for multiple days, there's a thing called clarified butter. You can use that because it doesn't require refrigeration. It's a very nice butter. And you can also take it backpacking with you if you wanted to. Alrighty, so we got our veggies cooking up here real good. We're going to add a little bit more oil to it. And this is just vegetable oil, or actually this is canola oil. And this nice little container here is a great way to take your oil with you. All right, some people like their onions raw. I like to put it like that. I don't like my onions raw. I like my onions kind of cooked up a little bit, make them a little bit softer. And these peppers are looking really good. So we've got green bell peppers. As you can see here, we've got our peppers cooking. So we've got green bell peppers, and we have orange peppers, and we have our onions in there. And everything is cooking up really fantastically. In fact, I'll bring it a little bit closer. There you go. About another minute or two and these things will be ready to go. All right, so now what we're going to do is, now that we've turned this down, the heat down pretty low, we're going to put our lid on top of it here. And that'll seal it up. All right, so that's going to be our vegetables, and we'll have those cooked up really well. In fact, what we're going to do, we're going to turn our heat off. Here we go. Like I said, cast iron retains a lot of heat, so these will continue to steam up a little bit in here. We've got it closed up, and now we're going to get our our fajitas. So we've got these wonderful tortilla shells here that we're going to use for our fajitas, and all we're going to do is we're going to take these out and we're going to place them right on top of the vegetables that are there. And the heat from the vegetables, we'll use these 2 for this example. We're going to soften these up really nice. There we go. Well, like I said, you definitely want to have a pair of hot pot holders when you're dealing with cast iron, because it's pretty hot. And so here is our finished product. A nice, tasty fajita ready to eat. And all we did was we used this simple solution right here to make everything happen. And we have fajitas, and that's just how easy it is to cook outside. And now I'm going to enjoy this meal. Coming up next is how we cook a backpacking meal. Now I'm going to show you just how easy it is to prepare a meal if you're out backpacking. Here I have my water container, my pot that I'm going to use. This is my cooking stove. I've got a meal here, which is going to make sweet potato chicken and rice. I've never had it before, so I think it's going to taste pretty good. Of course, we have water that we're going to need to boil here. And this little thing here is a heat pouch. And what we'll do is once we boil the water and place it inside of our container, we're going to put it in here and it'll help retain some of the heat. So first thing we do is we have our stove ready to go. We're going to turn on our butane. Oh, and we put water in here. We put approximately 14 ounces or 414 milliliters of water. So we're going to turn on our butane stove and we're going to spark it lit with this right here. It's this little sparky thing. And there we go. Sounds a little evil, but it's a good thing. So this will take 2 or 3 minutes for this to warm up. So now we're just going to sit back and we're going to watch. All right, it's been a little less than 3 minutes and now our water is boiling. So now we're going to turn it off very carefully so you don't burn your hands. And actually, usually it's a good idea with these titaniums to pull these little holders out here first so that they're not so hot, which I didn't do, so that's a lesson learned. Now what you want to do is you want to take your food pouch, in this case I've already prepared it, and I place it inside of our heat holder. Remove the oxygen absorber. You do not want to eat this. It doesn't taste very good. In fact, it says do not eat right on the cover of it. So now we take our pot, take the top off, and we're just going to pour this directly inside. There we are. Another good reason to have this right here. Now you can knead it with your hands like I'm doing right here, or you can use a spoon or something like that to stir it around. Now we seal the top. Make sure that you have a good seal on the top before you do this. And now we're just going to shake it up a little bit. And the directions on the pouch tell you how long to let this cook for. It says let stand for 12 to 15 minutes. So, since we're on YouTube and we can compress time, we're going to compress this time. I'll be right back after 12 minutes and we'll see what this looks like. All right, it's been the appropriate amount of time and our meal should be nice and hot and ready. So we're going to open it up here. Ah, looks very good. 2 ways you can enjoy this. I like this long-handled spoon that I always carry with me, titanium spoon, and you can just eat it directly out of the pouch. Or if you have a plate, you can place it in your plate and you can eat it in your plate. So let's move a little bit into the plate so we can see exactly what this looks like. Alrighty, so there we have it. And there's 2 servings inside of this pouch. So that's what it looks like up close. So it's a pretty good meal. So let's see what we got here. The key to rehydrating these meals is to keep them inside there for the appropriate amount of time. That way everything is nice and rehydrated, is nice and soft, and comes out to be a very good meal. So with that, I want to thank you all for joining me. If you really enjoyed this video, please take the time to subscribe to it and like it and pass it on to your friends. And that's just how easy it is to camp in the outdoors. Thanks. Hey, you can't have any. This is my meal. Shoo, shoo.